very much like a Tales from the Crypt, as I discussed with some of you guys. So this is a short story, but it's a short story, a part of a feature-length film. So we'll be shooting other short stories after this one. This is the first one. Yeah, we have a distributor for it, so
cool.
it's got a home as soon as it's done.
Nice.
Yeah.
How the hell
Try to get it out there.
Nice.
Oh,
so the story is he's going to be playing an old lady who's well over 100 years old. This is her young boy toy that she married / handyman.
I wonder how the courting time went.
So
who courted
he ended up
She's
marrying
a horny
her.
old bird.
Who courted who?
She may be 108, but her libido's still.
It's kicking, trust me. It is not diminishing.
So he married her thinking that she was going to die quickly and he would inherit all the money. And Lara's character is the niece of Ruby, played by Richard. We're going to have a special effect makeup on him. These two are in a relationship on the side that Ruby doesn't know about.
It's just them three in the house, big old house.
Yeah, they never leave. Like their entire world like exists within this house. So they're. What was that?
That's the bird. A real bird.
Oh yeah,
Alive
There's 2 parrots in the.
Oh okay.
Oh, like
that,
real, not stuffed.
No, that's the only
Not
thing
yet.
real in this house.
Oh, okay.
They're nervous. They're looking around. So yeah, one night they plot to kill Ruby. They try. Hank's character, Tony's character, Hank, tries multiple ways of killing her, but none of them work, and then he finally loses it and chops her up with an axe.
Yeah.
She ends up coming back at the end and getting revenge on both of them, but she's still in love with Hank. So she brings him back to the grave to live eternity
Forever be here
in their box.
So that's the and I think the exterior view is like a think of like old English manor with lots of lawn. So you're gonna have like a cemetery in the back where you
Yeah, like a family plot.
Family plot, yeah, exactly. Because it's not like houses right next to each other, right? This is a big mansion, lots of land. So
There's a cemetery up the road too.
Go there.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll check that one out.
Actually, there's quite a few of them. There's
There's probably some pretty wild looking ones.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a really old, decrepit one.
Yeah.
On Plainfield Ave. I think that's the oldest one in Plainfield, which dates back to like the
one in
1700s.
Attention to Francis, very old, from Revolutionary times.
Yeah.
Is that the same one?
No. This is Plainfield. One from Attention where we were.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
But then there's a really nice it's called Hillside, and it's almost like a cruising type of.
Yeah, I've been there. The one with the Mercedes that's there.
That might be Westfield. I don't know.
In Hillside or by Linden area, Hillside.
No. Hillside Cemetery in Plainfield.
Okay, sorry. I thought
It's called they refer to it as a cruising cemetery because it's all hills and valleys and it's like it looks like a little town.
Okay.
Cruising cemetery?
Yeah, because it's not a grid where you go back and forth with everything. This is like it's all windy and curvy and it's all based on all these hills and ponds and stuff. It's really
cool.
Yeah, it is really kind of neat.
Yeah, gotta check that out.
Well, I'll mute that. That's no bueno.
So I'm thinking I'll read the
Let's start.
non-dialogue parts and lead everyone in, if that works.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Exterior night graveyard. Our scene opens in a family graveyard. We can see an old Victorian mansion in the background. As the camera pulls back, we see the graveyard gate entrance reading the family arch overhead. The camera flies by old leaning gravestones until it reaches a new one that reads RUBIE D. ALVIE. The camera looks down to the plot and we see a decomposed hand erupt out of the earth. The title screen should splash across at that point. The camera goes in reverse now all the way back to the decrepit old Victorian house. It is thunderstorming through all of this. Everything is loud outside along with the theme music. The camera comes back and settles on a high angle looking down through a massive tall window. We see a couple sitting at a giant dinner table. The camera moves into the window and comes into the inside. The couple is sitting at an absurdly long dining table, one at each end. There is a spread of Chinese food cartons. Obviously, something is going on that they are not talking about. The woman seems like she is building up her courage to bring up the topic.
This is one of the best meals I've ever eaten. I mean, we're never eating this again after tonight, baby. From here on out, we're only going to the best restaurants in the city. And nights that we don't go out, we're gonna have a chef come to our house and cook. Believe me. But tonight, this is a victory, and I want you to recognize how far we've come and how far we're going from here on out.
I know, and that sounds good to me, but
But what?
when I decided to go through with this plan of killing my aunt, you promised me that she wouldn't suffer and that you would personally see it that her remains would be properly buried in the family grave.
Baby, is that what's bothering you? I told you I'd handle everything just as we talked about, and I did.
Then I need to know what happened from the beginning to the end.
Baby, you don't want to know that. Why don't we just live in the moment now and look to the future we have ahead of us?
Of course I don't want to know. I need to know. I have this nagging feeling inside of me I can't get over. When I hear it, then I can move on and live in the next moment, maybe. Or live in this moment, maybe.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you everything from the beginning.
End scene. Interior night mansion. This is a flashback. Hank and Anna are meeting secretly by the fireplace, two lovers who are in turmoil. Hank is married to Anna's aunt, an anciently decrepit but exceedingly wealthy woman. Anna was adopted by her aunt, and when her parents died, she lives more like a servant under her aunt's thumb. Ruby's dog sits on the couch watching them.
It all started that night by the fireplace. The night we decided to kill my wife and your aunt, RUBIE D. ALVIE. I can't keep doing this. We need to be together. And no more of this sneaking around.
I know, I feel the same, Hank. But what are we gonna do? Once she dies, we inherit all her money and this house. We just have to be patient, that's all.
Anna, you've been saying that for the past 20 years. We've been sneaking around. This old hag is no closer to dropping dead today than she was then.
I know all that, but what can we do? You know?
Well, I actually have an idea. It's something I came up with. A plan.
A plan? For what? Hank?
A plan to get our parents sooner than later. A plan that would allow us to be together and acquire the vast wealth that is rightfully ours. A plan to murder my wife, your aunt, RUBIE D. ALVIE.
Anna, in fake shock and awe, drops her glass and it breaks on the floor.
Murder? My aunt? Well, I guess if you think that's the only option we have, then I guess we have to.
Really? That's great. I'm so relieved you said that. So I was thinking one night when she's not looking, I'll come up behind her with that old axe from the tool shed and put it down right between that old hag's eyes.
Oh, well, wait. Just make sure it's discreet. That way we don't get caught. And also that she doesn't suffer, because then I might feel bad.
Okay. Yeah, we can try that too.
Anna, dear, it's time to feed my dear Reginald. Anna, do you hear me?
Yes, Aunt Ruby, right away.
God bless.
Do it tonight. I can't take this anymore.
I think I just came up with the perfect plan.
Interior night bathroom. Ruby D. ALVIE is seen taking a relaxing bath, gnarled and knobby limbs dangling over the clawfoot tub. Rose petals cover the top of the water.
From there it began a diabolical plan that unfolded that night. But what I expected to be a nuanced and diabolical scheme soon unraveled and chaos took its place.
Hank, fetch me a drink and cover up my feet, dearie. I miss your hands on me, handsome.
Is that the cackle you want, like
Yes,
that?
yes.
Okay.
Very impressive.
I'll be right there, dear. I can't wait. I'm making you one of my favorite drinks that you love so much.
Oh, Hanky, you truly know what I like in this world. You keep me so young.
Hank enters the bathroom with Ruby's drink. Hank passes it to her.
Your drink, my dear. And so, can we say toast instead of cheers?
Yeah.
Does that
Oh,
sound
yeah,
good?
that sounds better.
Right?
I like that.
And a toast, right?
Yep.
Maybe like toast your health or something.
Well, I was
No,
just
being
no,
sarcastic.
toast
Oh,
is
it's
cheers
coming.
was just a little like, you know.
The
Yeah.
toast is coming.
too buddy like.
Yeah. Cheers was like, you know, or toast is like, you know, romance.
Yeah, you're keeping it romantical.
Oh yeah. Okay. Here's your drink, my dear. And a toast.
So romantic, my dear Hanky. A toast to our vows we made all those years ago, through sickness and in health, and until death do us part.
Yes. Till death do us part.
But even then, I don't think I could part with you, Hanky.
Finish this one right up. Bad luck if you don't, they say.
So thoughtful, Hanky.
Of course. You know me so well. Let me get the bed ready while you finish up in here.
Oh, Hanky.
Hank exits the bathroom, back into the living room, and lights up a cigarette and waits a moment. From the bathroom, we hear Ruby's glass fall and hit the floor. That is Hank's cue. Hank grabs a few bottles of pills and goes back into the bathroom. In the bathroom, we see Hank in the doorway looking at Ruby's hand dangling from the tub. Ruby is unconscious and begins sliding underwater. Hank begins placing pills around to make it look like an OD. As he begins his grim task, Hank is acting out scenarios for when he calls the police to inform them that Ruby is dead.
I just woke up this morning, officer, and I found her like this. She usually takes her meds with a drink, but I think she just didn't realize nor put two and two together about sitting in the bath with her meds in her system. I just don't know.
Harry leaves the bathroom scene still doing his monologue and hits the light switch. Time passes. We see Ruby's hand twitch and suddenly move. Then suddenly Ruby begins to sit herself up in the tub. Hank, who is watching the sunrise and still working on his alibi, he hears this in disbelief, dumbfounded horror, chin trembling.
I was sleeping here all night and I didn't realize anything. Sometimes she just goes into the bath before bed.
Hank hears with disbelief and dumbfounded horror, chin trembling as he walks back into the bathroom. Ruby is hacking, sputtering, and shaking her head. Suddenly, Ruby's head snaps over to Harry.
Oh, Hank, I just had the most heavenly experience. I dreamed I had died and gone to heaven, and an angel told me it isn't my time yet. Can you believe that, Hank?
Of course. It couldn't be your time to go. You're 108 years old, Ruby, the prime of your life.
Exactly. Next thing I knew, I woke up underwater. And the first thing I see is you, Hank. And it awakened something else within me. My beloved Hank, always by my side. Take me, Hank. Take me right now. I'm in the mood for some hanky-panky.
Ruby advances on Hank. Hank backs up through the bathroom door and into the bedroom. Ruby advances on him into the bedroom as well, and the door snaps shut behind them. End scene.
Use your imagination, fellas.
Bedboards
Or
thumping.
you.
I mean,
Bedboards are heard thumping in the distance. Interior night, upstairs hallway. In the shadows of upstairs, we see Hank and Anna talking quietly to each other, plotting their next attempt at elderly murder. Ruby appears creepily walking down the hall to go downstairs. As she approaches the stairs, Hank pulls a string that's set up across the top landing railings, tripping wire. Ruby catches it and goes tumbling down the flight of stairs. Bones are heard snapping. It should be gruesome and entertaining to watch as it happens. Ruby finally crashes down to the floor below. Still, no movement whatsoever. Hank and Anna approach the top floor landing cautiously. Suddenly, Ruby snaps right back up.
Okay, so who's my stunt double in this?
What?
what do you mean? I mean, the staircase right there. It's easy. Just go from the top to the bottom.
Yeah, just a good old stretch and you'll be fine.
We're doing this after the table
I have a
read.
dummy I'm gonna throw down the steps.
We'll figure it out.
You'll be fine, I promise.
Oh my goodness! Silly me! I took a tumble!
Hank and Anna are in shock. Hank is looking a little mad.
Oh, Aunt Ruby, are you okay? I'm gonna call the ambulance right away.
No need, honey. That fall was just what I needed. I've never felt so limber. I feel 30 years younger, and I think a lot was put into perspective for me.
What do you mean by that, Aunt Ruby?
I mean, I don't want to waste any more of my life. I could have died right there. We shouldn't be spending our precious time at home. Hank, let's pack. We're going on vacation.
Yeah, Ruby, right away.
Hank looks homicidal. Interior night bedroom. Ruby D. ALVIE is packing for a vacation to go on when Hank, at his wit's end, comes sneaking up from behind with an axe in hand and an insane look on his face. Hank has lost his mind and is going to kill Ruby without thought to the consequences of afterwards.
Ruby, honey bun, dearie, I have a surprise for you.
Oh, Hank, you never cease to surprise me. I can't wait to see what you have for me. Oh, God, Hank, what are you doing?
I'm gonna put this axe right between your eyes.
But you said we were in love, and you were taking me on a vacation.
Oh, we're going on a vacation. I'm going to Aruba with Anna, and you're going to hell.
We made vows, Hanky, in sickness and in health, till death do us part.
Hank puts the axe into Ruby's head. Ruby stands there, and there's a long wait as if Ruby is still alive. A hairy, deranged look dissolves into one of terror. Ruby speaks.
And forevermore afterwards, for eternity.
Die! Die! Die!
Ruby finally falls backwards on the floor dead. Suddenly, a thunderous knocking is heard, and Hank snaps his head to look around. Scene dissolves back into present day. They're back at the table now. Interior night front door. Hank is looking at the front door as the knocking continues. Hank looks to Anna, and she is just as terrified. They both slowly approach the front door. Hank calls out to the other side, and this is where you're going to come in, Brian, after Tony's part.
Oh. Who's out there? Oh.
Hi, it's your neighbor next door, Andrew and Clayton. I'm Ruby's neighbor, longtime spiritual guide. I need to see her. It's a very important matter, please.
What the hell is this guy doing here?
That's Andrew. Ruby goes over there to his place all the time for her fortunes told, and even had a seance to speak to distant relatives. I always thought he was a fraud, but how does he know something happened to Ruby?
Harry and Anna look back to the door. Harry opens it up a crack.
Okay, Andrew. I think we're all caught up on our palm readings. Thanks. What can I do for you?
I need to see Ruby. I had a terrible dream something happened to her, and I need to see her immediately. Now, let me in.
Harry is in panic mode.
She's out of town, visiting her sister, and isn't home right now.
She doesn't have a sister.
Silly, she's upstairs in cell.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's upstairs and she's feeling under the weather right now. So maybe why don't you come back in a few days? Try again then, maybe.
A long stare down, tracking shot of Andrew and Clayton looking suspicious. Then Harry and Anna looking nervous.
Well, we'll let her know that you stopped by.
Harry shuts the door on Andrew. Andrew knocks again loudly on the door. Harry and Anna look scared.
I know something happened here, and when can I come back? And when I come back, it will be with the police escort. You'll see. If anything has happened to her, I'll make sure you'll never see $1 of her inheritance. You'll be in prison for the rest of your life.
Andrew walks off into the night. Hank is leaning against the door. We see Anna over his shoulder.
So, how do you explain an axe in the head to the police when they come back here tomorrow, Hank? What happened to the intricate plan of making it look accidental? Did you not understand? Now, we get no inheritance and life in prison.
I'm sorry, Anna. I just wanted us to be together is all. I lost my cool.
We're not gonna be together now, Hank. We're gonna go to prison. They don't have couples prison. Now I have to pack and skip town.
What do you mean? You're leaving me?
Anna storms out of the room and upstairs, leaving Hank alone without saying anything. Interior night main room. Hank wanders into the main room and fixes himself a drink. He looks over at the taxidermy dog and begins to talk to him. The taxidermy dog looks into his soul.
Are you enjoying the show? I bet you are. I used to overlook you. And now you're my only friend. Tomorrow when the sun rises, you'll be the only one left here. And knowing my luck, Ruby, that disgusting hag, probably left everything to you in her will. I gotta skip town with nothing and be on the run from the law until I can't run anymore. But even with my life crumbling around me, I still feel more free now than I have all these years. I'm honestly not even that upset about the money. I'm just so happy I don't have to have that hag climb on top of me anymore. We have tonight, I have this drink, and you have your dinner.
Hank pulls another scoop of dog food and pours it into the dog dish. The camera pulls out and we see that the dog dish is filled with old food well over the top and that the dog is a taxidermy dog. Hank pours himself another drink and cheerses to the dog. Interior night bathroom, bedroom. Anna is scrambling around back and forth, packing up a suitcase to escape in the night. As she does, a figure appears in the doorway. It's Aunt Ruby back from the grave. Before Anna can scream, Ruby reaches out and grabs her by the neck with an otherworldly strength and lifts Anna up in the air. Exactly. We see Anna's feet dangling. Suddenly, we see her decapitated head hit the floor, facing the camera. Interior night mansion. Hank is in the main room with the taxidermy animals all around. He has a drink in his hand and is out of sorts now that his plan has unraveled. Hank hears footsteps coming toward him.
Are you really leaving me for Anna? Are you really leaving me for good, Anna?
I'll never leave you, Hank.
Hank whips around and screams. Ruby advances on him, cold, dead hands outstretched.
No, you're dead. I killed you.
To have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer.
No.
In sickness and in health, till death do us part, and forevermore after that, my Hanky.
Hank stumbles backwards and falls, hitting his head, and everything goes black. Fade to black, fade back in. Interior night, grave. Hank slowly opens his eyes. He is sleeping on his side, facing the camera in a bed. It was all a bad dream. He goes to get up and realizes he has no room to move. He suddenly begins to panic. The camera slowly pulls out, revealing that he is in a coffin. Suddenly, we see Ruby's arms swing over him and her face appears behind him. Hank continues to scream, but even harder. The camera also continues to pull out, and we see the coffin is buried deep underground. Hank's screams are muffled. As the camera begins to dolly up to the ground level, his screaming disappears to nothing, and all we hear are the morning birds chirping. The end. Nice, delightful, happy ending.
I got the chills.
I got my man.
That
He's
you
not
did.
going anywhere.
That you did.
Got my
And
head
escaped.
chopped off.
And I went to Costa Rica. Skip town, skip country.
Are you actually gonna be able to? Or you actually have like a fake head, like when DiCaprio gonna have like fall on the.
I was thinking of doing like a green screen thing with Lara. Like have like a green screen shirt type thing and have her like head separate.
Ah.
So we might have like a prop or something, fall and hit the ground, and then for another shot it would be like Lara.
Oh, so
Put her,
you
like,
could do
makeup.
that? You could film something where it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just put like
So
she has like a green
underneath
shirt
your,
on.
so it looks like your head's just cut off. But everything
Yeah.
would be green, so it just looks like your head.
Yeah, when you edit
And
it,
then
you just cut out
you
the
put
green.
blood on it and stuff. You just.
Yeah, you
it
put
in.
whatever where the green is, you fill in with whatever. So it'd just be the background. But like you do the makeup around like the line where her neck meets the green. And then whatever blood and whatnots. for the
And
rest of
that
the way.
part with that head should be like laying on the ground with the green, like would the head be on the ground that you're. Green screen. Yeah.
Yeah, she wouldn't. Like we put her on a table or something like that,
Right.
and you just put for the final shot, her head will be on the ground.
Yeah. She'll be lying, like it'll be shot like she's lying, just green, and then it's just
Yeah,
the
you
head.
put all
editing.
in
That's all.
in the edit.
That her body and thing is removed for the edit.
So, any questions, thoughts?
You guys all understand
Ryan,
like
you ready?
your character.
I feel like you got this.
Andrew's like the most easiest character. He just comes in like, I will get you.
You're
I guess
okay
I would
with
bring
that
the
voice?
taxidermy dog down.
Oh, can we see?
He's up in the bedroom. We didn't bring him down after filming.
What's his name?
Dexter.
Dexter. I feel rude. I didn't even ask last time. I didn't even ask.
Oh. Yeah, he's the
Dexter.
only. He's the
took a
only one
picture,
that
right?
actually.
Yeah, I got a video of him. So I was thinking of doing like a shot through like the reflection of his eyes. Seeing like Ruby coming up behind you, like when she comes back from the grave, like through the dog's eyes. So like the dog watches all of this, even though he's taxidermied, he sees everything. But you don't realize. You just think it's like he's a really good dog for the movie. And then at the end, you realize like he's been like taxidermied, and you've been like feeding a taxidermy dog for you.
That's cool.
He's even got his own
Yeah.
couch.
I like that shot through the lens.
If I can get it to work, it'll be really cool.
Yeah.
So that's I'm gonna
Could
practice
have like
that
a
some stuff.
fisheye perspective.
Yeah.
Or like the dog sees like a wide angle lens of the whole room, like a panorama. So you could see like
Yeah, I'm
Andy
getting a
walk
really
by
wide-
every day in day out, like his routine.
Which